hello again, and welcome to Roland's Reviews. We are back. I hope that you are having a rest filled Saturday um, or getting some work done around the house, uh, inside as well as outside. And I know I did that earlier and I did too much. So I had to mow the backyard and I had to do some raking, and I am pooped. Okay. So do me one small favor, if you will, as you enter the chat room, please hit that little thumb. That is the like button. And hopefully, if we get enough people to do that, YouTube will share the video with even more people. All right. So maybe we can trigger the YouTube algorithm. Hey, we can always try. I will do the roll call momentarily. All right. If you have other forms of social media, please share this video out so uh, we could possibly bring more people in that way as well. If you are not subscribed and you've been watching the channel for a while, watching videos, participating in the live chats, please do that as well. Okay. All right. I will start with the roll call. If you want me to call your name out, just say type hello or send some type of emoji. If not, I cannot see who is here if you don't type something. Okay. All right. Isaiah, how are you doing? OG Life, you are back hot and heavy again. How you doing, OG Life? You started with us and you've been here. You've been coming to every live. We appreciate that. Monique, how you doing, love? Oh, okay. Uh, I was looking at some videos and I Googled this subject matter because, we did do a video on Big Tish, and this is crazy. Talk about karma, people. I'm telling you, this is totally, you know, not, I don't want to say that it's unexpected, but it seems everything that she was chasing and trying to convict Trump of. Oh my God. What are your thoughts about this, folks? Um, I just talk about being a hypocrite. And Gloria, how you doing, love? Yeah, Gloria, she has to be. Again, begging, I'm poor. Right. I don't get it. First of all, she was doing the most like so many of the other Democratic shills. And again, now you're off on your own. They are not there to support you. So, oh my God. Look at the title. You see the title of the video. Desperate Letitia James begs for $25 donations after GOP seeks to block her $10 million slush fund. My, how the tables have turned. Tina, how are you doing, love? We're just getting started. Bakmari, howdy. So let's go over this, folks. Gloria says, I would not give her a penny. She did nothing for us. Right? She the only thing she did her entire time was chase after Trump trying to get a conviction. What again? I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but what about your constituents? What were you doing for the people who voted for you? Linda, how you doing? Linda said she's crazy. Yes, bat crazy. Yes, Linda, exactly. And I don't feel bad for any of these people. When you're going after someone and you have your own skeletons in the closet, And she had an opportunity, just like Eric Adams. Once Trump was reelected, she should have jumped on that bandwagon with Eric Adams. Now look, he's good. She kept on, no, 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 no. She was crashing out for the Democrats. Gloria, I don't feel sorry for her either. Tina, how dare she ask the taxpayers to pay for her attorney? Right. Sell some of your properties. Oh my God. Bach, I'm working my side hustle again tonight, everybody, so I'll be able to listen. That's okay, Bach. We're just glad you're here. Hit that like button, folks. Also, share this stream out. So let me get into this. And then, I have videos for you as well. Irate state Republicans want to bottle up a sneaky, everyone see that? That's the operative word here. $10 million slush fund, in parentheses, that could be used to pay Attorney General Letitia James legal bills as she faces a criminal probe. Well, tell me what you think about this, folks. Not parentheses, folks, quotation marks. Sorry about that. Not a penny should be spent from the controversial fund. And remember, it seems like all these Democrats, as we hear more and more and more about, the intricate backdoor dealings of these Democrats, they always conveniently have a quote unquote slush fund. Oh my goodness. So anyway, not a penny should be spent from the controversial fund that Democrats slipped into New York's 2026 budget. State Senate Republicans urged Comptroller Thomas Napoli in a letter obtained by the Post. This is wild, people. Certain New York officials can tap into the fund to pay for legal expenses, even as part of probes not related to their state employment. Topeka, how you doing? I need her head. Her head is screwed up. Okay, Tijuana Border Jumper, how you doing, love? Turnabout's fair play. Yes. Monique said her famous words, no one is above the law. So the tables have turned on her. Gloria, sorry, Rollins, I have to go grocery shopping. I will definitely watch replay. Okay, Gloria, we're glad you could stop in, dear. You're fine. Thank you for stopping by. Anthony, how are you doing, dear? So look at this. So certain New York officials can tap into the fund to pay for legal expenses, even as part of probes not related to their state employment. How many of you can obtain legal fees and get money from a multi-million-dollar slush fund? Newsflash, regular people like you and me have to hire a private attorney. Someone tell me I'm wrong. Fridge Reaver, how you doing? Tijuana said, just got off of job one. I know you're on the way to job two. Tijuana's the hardest working man on YouTube. We're glad you're here, dear. Mayor, how you doing, love? Oh my God. This is unbelievable how they operate. A provision widely seen as giving James a path to pay for her legal defense during U.S. Justice Department probes into her alleged fraudulent real estate dealings. Typical Democrat. They want someone else to pay the bill. Topeka, hey lady, you hitting the Miss James, the taxpayer of American head. Yes, Topeka, yes. Tina said she's an attorney. Let her represent herself. Yes. Oh my God. Laurie, how are you doing, dear? Oh my God. And then, of course, she was involved in all kinds of shady deals. And this is one of her purchases. This is a contract here for one of the properties that she purchased, that she circled as a principal residence, and it was not. Oh, gee, tell Big Tish to get a loan from her homie, the Curry Queen. Okay, OG. All right. Oh my God. You can't make this stuff up. So we know this her whole mortgage fraud situation, everything she was accusing Trump of, she was doing. Federal Housing Finance Agency Director William Pulte had sent a letter to U.S. Attorney General, excuse me, Pam Bondi, asking her to investigate and consider prosecuting. Oh my God. James, alleging she falsified bank documents and property records. What are your thoughts on this, folks? The letter avoids mentioning James by name, but parrots the Democrats' own words from when she launched her ultimately successful civil prosecution of President Trump. As someone once said, no one is above the law. The letter is signed by Senate GOP Minority Leader Robert Ortt and 21 other Republican states. Oh my God. She's in big trouble. Uh, but Mayor, she has millions to pay her attorney fees, like Trump did, right, Mayor? She has the money. Why is she trying to get the slush fund? Bach Mari, one of the houses she's trying to use as a residence is in Norfolk, Virginia. I live you live down close to the house, Buck. I think that's what you're trying to tell me. Tijuana, we pay non-working government employees way too much. She can afford to pay her own defense. Yes, Tijuana. Why she has all this money and all these properties? Why is she trying to get money from a $10 million slush fund to pay her legal fees? Oh my God, she has destroyed herself. Um, this proposed use of public money is a gross misuse of taxpayer dollars. It undermines public trust in government and sends a troubling message that elected officials and state employees are entitled to a publicly funded legal defense, even for matters entirely disconnected from their public responsibilities. Tell me how you feel in the chat section, folks. What do you think? You think she should be allowed to use that money or not? Tell me what your thoughts are. You know how I feel. No, whenever any of us needs an attorney, we have to pay. Guess what? She needs to pay as well. How you doing, Beverly? Um, where are we here? Okay. Dan Napoli, as state comptroller, would have to sign off on drawing down the $10 million to reimburse the legal costs of James or other state employees, a move that the state Senate Republicans implored him to not carry out. Wow. The missive comes as James braces for a potentially bruising legal fight with Trump's DOJ. I'm telling you, she should have gone the way of Eric Adams, but no, she kept trying to be tough. Oh my God. The FBI and U.S. Attorney's Office in Albany are investigating accusations that James falsified records to get favorable loans on a Virginia home she bought in 2023 and a Brooklyn brownstone she has owned since 2001. So, hey, again, you need money for your defense, sell one of your properties. Okay? Especially in New York, you'll get top dollar. You own a brownstone? Okay. The U.S. Attorney for the Northern District, led by Trump ally John Sarconi III, is overseeing the James probe resulting from a criminal referral from Federal Housing Finance Agency Director William Pulte to the DOJ last month. Tell me what your thoughts are, folks. This is getting more interesting by the day. James and her high-powered attorney, Abby David Lowell, have argued the mortgage fraud allegations are a meritless assault in a post-election revenge tour by Trump, who's still stewing over the $454 million civil fraud judgment that the attorney general won against him and his real estate firm. So, hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If I miss your comments, I'm so sorry because I'm trying to read this to you so we can get to the videos. Monique, it should be illegal for taxpayers to pay for her legal fees. Right. I'm saying she needs to sell one of her properties. She has more than one. Tina, I can't wait till she starts going to court. I'm ready. Tina says she's ready for that. Exactly. Bakmare, I live 3 miles from that house and I can even give you the address, but I don't want to mess up any legal things just going to come her way. Okay, Bach knows exactly where the house is. Perfect. Okay. Tijuana, if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Let her get a public defender. If she does that, oh my God, it's over. Okay. Oh my God. Woo. Ooh, this is deep. Lowell, who was one of Hunter Biden's top lawyers, was retained by the Attorney General's office rather than James in her personal capacity, which means New York taxpayers will eventually foot the bill for his services. All right, so I guess this is the home in Virginia. All right. All right. James plans to rely on both state funds and a private legal defense fund to fight the battle, a spokesman for the AG's office confirmed last week. The fund, okayed by Albany Democrats, of course, would cover any reasonable attorney's fees and expenses incurred by state employees facing discriminatory or retaliatory treatment by the federal government after Trump was set to return to office for a second term. This is hilarious. Oh my God. Okay, Mayor said no, OG said no. Okay, so you're with me. Okay. A spokesperson for Don Napoli confirmed receiving the letter urging him to reject payouts from the fund, but had no further comment. James' office referred the post to Lowell's past comments. This appears to be the political retribution President Trump threatened to exact that U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi assured the Senate would not occur on her watch, Lowell said in a statement last week. Hey, karma, folks. All right, so I'm done with that, and let me share a video with you. Sorry, not sorry. You know, hey, you have to watch how you treat people, folks, because you never know. And now the shoe is on the other foot. Wow. All right, let's see what she's saying. And so now she wants us to feel sorry for her, but she had an opportunity, just like Eric Adams, to try and make amends, but she was crashing so hard she would not change her stance on anything. So you get what you get, and we don't want to hear about racism or sexism or any of that. All right, let's see what she's saying. Oh my God.
You may not have any money to actually pay for all this, which is kind of funny because remember what she said about confiscating Donald Trump's assets? I think they're going to have to confiscate hers.
4 days after a judge ordered Donald Trump to pay $355 million for a decade of fraud, New York Attorney General Letitia James says she's prepared to do everything she can to make sure the former president pays his fine, including, she told us, seizing the buildings that bear his name.
If he does not have funds to pay off the judgment, then we will seek, judgment enforcement mechanisms in court, and we will ask the judge to seize his assets.
Yeah. So, Letitia, if you do not have the funds to pay for your lawyer, I guess you're just going to have to go with a public defendant then. And then if you don't have the funds to pay the federal government back, I guess they're just going to have to seize your assets. But I digress because it's actually way worse than that. This is not just money. This is actual jail time. Yeah. Okay, this is like a federal crime that is punishable up to 30 years, ladies and gentlemen, 30 years in prison. So this is pretty darn serious. She says she's...
So you see that? I'm pausing the video so you can read that. Yes, Monique, God sees all. And so again, when you know you have your own skeletons, you know, she should have been somewhere in a closet hiding and not saying anything, especially when you know the things that you yourself have done. Yes, Monique. All right, I'm going to continue.
Totally innocent.
I will respond to these baseless allegations at the appropriate time and in the appropriate way, but I am 100% confident that it will not result in any criminal indictment or action against me, and that it is nothing more than a revenge tour, and that Donald Trump just ultimately got to the J's, and I was next.
No.
When my doctor,
okay, that crap that she just said made no sense. How you doing, Dawn? Welcome to the chat. Hit the like button, as well as hit the subscribe button if you're new here. All right, so let me get rid of this commercial. So she would never admit that she was going hard after him, and she felt like she was on top of the world when she won that case. Tina, Miss James has committed fraud. She's going to be fined and lose her job and probably do some time. Yeah, you're right.
Be so sure.
Again, it sounds like you.
I wouldn't be so sure because, again, I'm going to go back to the 2023 mortgage that you took out in Norfolk, Virginia, where you insisted that it was actually your primary residence. Don't tell me that was a clerical error, as she's trying to say. Oh, just a clerical error. Just like, signing on as your dad's wife was some kind of clerical error. Mm-hmm. Just like saying you had 4 levels instead of 5 because you could get a better loan. That was a clerical error too, right? Tishy, honey, no, that's not going to fly. It's just not going to work. Like, you're a lawyer, for goodness sakes. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe if you weren't a lawyer, one could say, well, I was naive. I didn't understand. Somebody else did this for me, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But no, you're a lawyer. Like, you actually have to know these things. You're held to a different standard, which is another reason why they're probably going to be taking away her bar license. She's not going to be able to practice in the state of New York. I know, Don, you were talking the other day about how she would still be able to probably be AG because you don't actually have to have a license to practice law as the Attorney General, shockingly, in New York. But we'll see. I don't think she's going to be able to make it through the ethics committee on this one. But again, I think what's so fascinating here is that she could be facing federal prison and that she's actually not going to have any money if the Republicans get their way to pay for Abby Lowell and defend herself. I mean, why should New York taxpayers have to pay for that, for goodness sake? She's trying to claim it's political because she wants access. You understand, guys, to that money. It's $10 million that she can use to cover her legal costs. So she has to try and say this is political, that it's not personal, even though I think it's pretty clear to all of us it's personal. You're the one that decided to go out on a limb and make a lie for your personal property that you were buying.
I have to ask you, I mean, there were reports today that the Justice Department has launched a criminal investigation into real estate transactions that you're involved with. I'm not validating that in any way, but I wanted to just ask you if you've received a formal notice of that at this point.
No, not at all. These allegations, Jen, are baseless. They have been discredited, refuted. There was a letter that was prepared by my attorney that was sent to Pam Bondi, the United States Attorney General. And it's unfortunate that President Trump publicly attacked me a few days ago. And as a result of that, he telegraphed to the Department of Justice and to FBI that I should be targeted. You see.
Okay, so again, did you hear what she just said, folks? So now she's being targeted. Ma'am, what do you think you were doing to Donald Trump? You were targeting him, and now you're being targeted, ma'am. I don't see, it's the same thing. We're not comparing apples and oranges. These are apples and apples. So stop it. Stop with the you're being targeted. Okay. Box says the house in Norfolk is probably worth $285,000. Right. But the left, of course, likes to spend other people's money. We know that. And yes, Tijuana, they thought they were going to win the presidency, so they went hog wild breaking the laws. And they were just trying to run Trump into the ground. That's why you have to be careful. We all have to be careful how we treat people. We never know. As Monique said, God sees all. So let's continue.
This is nothing more than an extension of his revenge, his retribution, and he finally got up to the J's. And so I stand prepared to respond to these baseless attacks with facts. And we look forward, obviously, to further discussions with the Department of Justice or any other individual who leaked this material.
So that's what she's going to continue saying, okay, that it is somehow a political vendetta against her. And that's how she's going to justify being able to use these funds. But again, I don't see it, because if you hadn't actually said you were your dad's wife.
Remember that, folks? Yeah, she was doing all kinds of shady things, but she was out standing up like she was, I'm for justice and everything that's right. And you had done all of these things. Tina, Miss James should have kept her mouth shut. Tina, yes. Tina, you will reap what you sow. Hey, a couple of you are dropping well-known Bible scriptures, and you're absolutely right. Hochul is my governor. Both of them are liars and crooked. Yes, Monique. Another truth bomb. I'll continue.
Sign something where you literally state that this is going to be your primary residence while you're the AG in New York, buying a home in Virginia. Like, then we wouldn't be here, right? The irony is sort of just amazing. I can't get over it. It's like Shakespearean. Totally Shakespearean. Anyway, this is the soundbite that she's referring to. She's trying to say Trump wants to get me because it's me. Maybe, but I would say he's very cautious about how he handles this. Listen to how he phrases this. He's like, yes, she's a loser. She's bad for New York, but Pam will do what Pam needs to do, period.
I can say unrelated to that, she's a disaster for New York. She's a horrible, horrible human being. And I think she's a total crook. There's no question about it. But that's just my opinion. Pam's going to have to do what she wants. She's a very bad person. She's a very, very bad person who campaigned solely on, I'm going to get Donald Trump over and over again. She's a sick person, but has nothing.
So you're absolutely right. Rachel, thank you, dear. And thank you for being here. So Rachel said, Karma, Letitia James, you were viciously going after Trump over and over your whole campaign. Rachel, I said this before you joined the chat. What was she doing for the people of the state of New York? Because it seems to me like the only thing she was focused on was taking him down. Beverly, how are you doing, love? The Democrats set Letitia James up for the fall. Beverly, you just joined. I've said that. Beverly, you've been here on the channel for a while. All of these people that the Democratic Party put in place and had them to go after, to attack Donald Trump, these black women that they put up, oh, you're the backbone of the party. Look at all of them now. They're falling like dominoes. And where's the Democratic Party? They're faded into the shrubs, just like Homer Simpson. I'll put that up at the end. Yes, she was set up for the fall, and they haven't learned. And they have loudmouth Jasmine Crockett. She's the next one. She needs to go somewhere and sit down as well. I don't know why she's not paying attention to what's happening to these other black women that the Democratic Party, right, has put in places of power. And now they're gone. And they're trying to fend for themselves. Same thing with Fani Willis and all of these other Democratic shields. They put you up and then you go down, you fall. They are nowhere and they are not there to help you. Where are we? Oh, heck, the address is 406 Sterling Street. Thank you, Bob. Anthony, didn't some Democrat guy find this out on his own? I don't think Trump was involved. That someone, she said, according to her, someone leaked the information, I guess, to the Trump administration. So I don't know exactly who leaked it. She doesn't know who leaked it. So yeah, I'll continue.
Thing to do with what Pam does. Pam is going to do what's right. She always does. I've known her a long time.
So Pam is doing what's right. Pam was asked by the head of the FHA, William Pulte, to look into this because these would obviously be federal crimes and would set a very, very bad precedent if people think that they can go out and get a federal housing loan saying that this is my primary residence.
And also remember this, folks, all the people who got those PPP loans during the C-19, right? Remember, I can't say it, or you know how YouTube is. You know what I'm talking about, the pandemic. Thank you so much, Tijuana Border Jumper, for your super chat. I just sent you some hearts in the comment section. Thank you, love. Tijuana Border Jumper says, useful idiots, and they don't realize it. Yes, Tijuana, that's what I'm saying. You let yourself be used to take the fall, and the Democrats are gone. Oh, God. I don't know why they can't see it.
And it's not. That would be a problem, right? For the entire system. It's putting the taxpayer at risk. So William Pulte went to Pam Bondi at the DOJ. Kash Patel at the FBI has launched a criminal investigation. And now the Eastern District of the Virginia court is issuing subpoenas because they need more information. As for her being political or him being political, I mean, don't kid yourself. She was going after him before she had ever even found a crime. She campaigned entirely on getting Trump. No,
the president of the United States has complained that I'm engaging in some sort of political witch hunt, that I've got some personal vendetta against him, that I campaigned against him. That is not true.
This illegitimate president who sits in the White House. That president, because he's not my president, he's an illegitimate president. His days are numbered. His days are numbered. We've got to get ready to mobilize, and we've got to get ready to agitate and irritate until victory is won.
Blah, 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 blah. And then there was the, too male, too stale, and too pale. That was another one of her chants. Well, you know what, Letitia, your days are numbered yourself, okay? And you're out of money, and you're not going to be able to pay for any of this. So I think it's kind of fitting that you're going to now have to sell your assets in order to cover your tail with your expensive legal bills if you decide to continue on with one Abby Lowell, the former attorney for one Hunter Biden.
All right. So what did you think about Sam Antar? Is he a Democrat? Someone type it in the chat. So everything, and even the remark that Big Tish made about him, too pale, too stale, I mean, it had racial overtones. And again, if someone white uses something like that with racial overtones, the internet will crash. The world will end. Sweet and sour snip. Bach, how you doing, Larry? Okay. But see, as Monique said earlier, Monique and I think Tina were talking about, karma and dropping biblical truths that most of us are familiar with. Everything you do to someone else is going to come back. Leave people alone. And that's all she talked about was, it was like her goal. Now we know she got that from her Democratic slave masters. We know that she was following the script, doing what she was told to do. The Democrats told her to do that. Now, where are they? Hit the like button for me. Larry, welcome, love. Welcome. Thank you for the info. I read a lot and I watch a lot of videos, and I just can't remember. Sometimes something will slip my mind, but I appreciate you guys looking that up and typing that in the comment section. But she said, someone leaked it, but yeah, she was doing the most, right? And now, guess what? Karma. Does anyone remember when I used to sing Culture Club song, 1983? Karma, 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 chameleon. You come and go. You come and go. Loving would be easy if your colors were like my dreams. So, don't come to me with this sad story. You were out here doing the most instead of trying to make things right. Especially after Trump was reelected. I mean, I would have been like, okay, I would have been trying to get together some type of game plan. What can I do? Knowing everything that she had done. What also in the Bible, pride comes before the fall. So, hey, that's how it goes. All right. So anyway, yeah, this is where we are with Tish now. And no, she needs to sell one of her properties or more than one of her properties if she needs money to pay her legal fees. That's not, the taxpayers of New York are not supposed to be doing that. And remember, she told Trump to sell his assets. All right, so let me stop this one. So it's like everything she was telling him to do, and it's like now it's all been turned back on her. It's just sad, folks, that she didn't wake up. She, as well as some of the other Democrats, didn't wake up in time to say, hey, wait a minute. Eric Adams did. You see, all of his charges are dropped. He's no longer under indictment. All right, let's watch a little bit of this and see.
Republicans in the state are asking New York State Comptroller Thomas DiNapoli not to sign off on the $10 million. So they're blocking her, y'all. Republicans are like, no, you can't get $10 million to defend yourself after you did something on your personal time. And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead.
There's a Sam Antar, Monique. If you look in the top left, you'll see that. I think that's his Twitter page.
And hit that like button, people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us. Now, y'all, Sam Antar, he is the guy who has been exposing so much about Letitia James and has really kind of gotten her in hot water now that she has an FBI probe into her past mortgage dealings. Now that it looks like there is a grand jury impaneled and subpoenas are going out, but Antar is not stopping. He's not letting up, and he's continuing to uncover more to this story. Now, as you can see on your screen, Antar says just 2 days ago, the New York City Department of Buildings officially verified that Attorney General Letitia James's Brooklyn brownstone is a 5-unit building, despite her claiming it to be a 4-unit building. Now, for the people who maybe are watching this or hearing about this for the first time, see, when you have a 4 or a fewer unit building, 1, 2, 3, or 4, you can typically get that qualified as owner occupied, and you get much better mortgage rates and terms, and also insurance usually. But if it's 5 or more, it may fall under investment property, so you get higher rates, different insurance terms, etc. So you want that owner occupied. So Letitia James allegedly claimed that her 5-unit was a 4-unit probably to save herself most likely hundreds of thousands of dollars over the term of a mortgage and on insurance. That's fraud, y'all. I'm not saying she did it, but if she did, that would be considered fraud. So Sam says that the New York City Department of Building officially verified that Attorney General's brownstone is a 5-unit. And you can see that here on his website, White Collar Fraud. We're going to go there in a second because there's more to the story, y'all. There's more coming up. There's more. This is not it. It says the physical evidence is undeniable. 6 electric meters, 5 doorbells. Legal certificate of occupancy classifies it as a 5-family dwelling. So Antar is not playing any games. Now, another thing that Antar is talking about is that James is soliciting $25 donations to, quote, defend democracy while quietly securing a $10 million taxpayer-funded legal defense slush fund.
That's what we were talking about earlier. How you doing, Jesse? We're glad you're here. Oh, my goodness. So, again, now she's the victim, and she wants people to feel sorry for her. Ma'am, you brought this on yourself. You just did. Topeka said Oprah's not coming to the rescue. No.
With no oversight, no transparency, using New Yorkers' money. Now, what is he talking about? In New York's recent budget, lawmakers inserted a provision to provide up to $10 million to help public officials with their legal defense. Now, this is supposed to be legal defense against job-related lawsuits. And of course, what New York Attorney General Letitia James is doing in her spare time with her 5-unit that she's claiming to be a 4-unit, that's not a job-related expense. Meaning when she has to defend herself against any kind of criminal probe or criminal trial, that's not job-related. Also, when she more recently, 2023, bought a home in Virginia and signed a document saying that it would be owner occupied by her, apparently, allegedly. That has nothing to do with when she has to go to court to explain how she could be the Attorney General of the state of New York and live in the state of New York and at the same time simultaneously owner occupy a home in the state of Virginia. That's not a job-related expense to her being the Attorney General. Now, the lawsuit, the criminal probe that may come out of that defending herself. So it appears, though, that Letitia James is saying, hey, help me with my money, people. I need $25 a person because I'm the democracy defender, and I'm in trouble for something I did personally. So send $25. Just yesterday, Trump attacked me on live TV in the Oval Office, she apparently said. This is a coordinated effort. Can you rush a $25 donation or more?
So again, she's playing the victim, right? Tina said this lady is unbelievable. Yes. And now she's, asking people, if anyone sends her $25, they need to have their head examined. Asking people to rush a $25 donation to help her defend the rule of law. Get out of here, lady.
Right now to help me defend the rule of law. Just wild, y'all. Just wild. Take a look. But before we do, y'all.
So what do you think about that, folks? Wow. Tina said it, and I agree with it. You just don't know what she's going to say or do next. And we can all look at this and see. Right, Bach, a 5-room brownstone in New York City. That's 1.5 or $2 million. Exactly. She doesn't want to sell her assets. She wants to access the $10 million slush fund, right? So again, Democrats like to use other people's money, not their own, right? Makes sense now, people? She is a trip. Oh my God.
Look at the full text. Trump is This is a coordinated effort from Trump and his allies to discredit my work and punish me for holding them accountable and stopping their chaos agenda. I'm staying focused. You know how Letitia James talks. I'm staying focused on upholding the law. I bet she did write this herself. That's exactly what she was saying. I'm staying focused on upholding the law, not on personal attacks, no matter who they come from. So send your girl $25 or more. Okay, let's not limit it to 25. Let's not limit it to 25, right? But of course, as Antar pointed out, you have that slush fund that was inserted into the New York bill, that $10 million that she can maybe get her little grubbies on. So what about that? Well, according to the Washington Examiner, New York Republicans are angered over the budget proposal that could pay for Letitia James's legal bills against Trump. Republicans in New York have expressed anger over a state budget proposal that could give state employees funds to cover themselves if President Donald Trump's Department of Justice pursues litigation against them. The budget plan does not mention New York AG Letitia James by name, but the budget set aside $10 million to cover private defense costs for state employees who may be subject to federal investigation. The budget states that the funds are only available so long as the investigation is, quote, reasonably likely to have been commenced, quote, because of that employee's work. Republicans in the state are asking New York State Comptroller Thomas DiNapoli not to sign off on the $10 million. So they're blocking her, y'all. Republicans are like, no, you can't get $10 million to defend yourself after you did something on your personal time. Okay, this was even before Donald Trump was president again. And by the way, maybe where there's smoke, there's fire. You might have actually done something wrong. Quote, this proposed use of public money is a gross misuse of taxpayer dollars. It undermines public trust in the government and sends a troubling message that elected officials and state employees are entitled to a publicly funded legal defense, even for matters entirely disconnected from their public responsibilities. The state Republicans wrote to DiNapoli in a letter obtained by the New York Post. So they are blocking, or at least attempting to block, Letitia James's 10.
Yes, Tijuana border jumper. If any of we the people couldn't get away with it, neither can she. Tijuana, she can sell that brownstone. She could sell. She doesn't want to sell off her assets. She wants to use the taxpayers. That's what she wants to do. Tina, yes, God pulled the blinds up on her so everyone could see how she is. President Trump, right? That's biblical, Tina. So again, she was doing the most, doing what her Democratic slave masters were telling her to do. And now look at the situation she finds herself in. Joey, Fannie, Letitia Crotchet, sisters of the chain. Stop. Right, Joey? And they don't learn. Tijuana, I hope she gets at least 25 to 30 years in the big house. Yes, Tijuana, she better be getting her stuff in order. I'll tell you that. Because it doesn't look like it's going well for her.
$1 million slush fund, as it has been called. Now, y'all, all of this is a ball. It's a big ball. Snowball is rolling downhill. It's picking up steam. I don't see that it's going to stop anytime soon. There's a grand jury that apparently has been impaneled, sending out subpoenas. So it looks like we are going to see a trial, y'all. That's if she decides to take it to trial. So what do y'all think? Did you donate $25 to Letitia James? How much did you donate?
Yeah, how much Tijuana, Joey, Tina, 3M, who else is here? Laurie, Bach, Jesse. How many of you are sending Big Tish $25 or more? Oh, I hope people don't curse me out in the comment section. It's Saturday. I'm trying to make you laugh. Jesse said 0. No money, no moolah. Okay. Monique, I'm enjoying this. Yes, me too. Laurie said, not me. Guess what? I'm not sending her anything either. It's just sad that she couldn't see the writing on the wall and try to, again, look at Eric Adams. He's scot-free. Look at all these other people who refuse to change. Anthony, yes, you have people who will send her money. Why, I don't know, especially when they know she has multiple properties. Tina Wright, Fonnie, all of these people that crashed out doing what the Democrats told them to do. Look at them now. They have destroyed themselves. Oh, well, sucks to be them is all I can say. Because, again, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing for the people who put them in that office. All they do, how you doing, Darla, is follow the Democratic agenda. And everything else just goes to Hades. But they're not going to stray from that agenda. Tijuana said he's going to donate his time looking more into the fraud. Joey, I'm going to run for mayor and Mr. Town, 26 vote for Joey. Okay, Joey. Topeka said, I'm broke. Bach, not a snowball's chance in Hades will she be getting one red cent from me. I'm not sending anything either. I can't. This is ridiculous. And of course, now she's the victim. And Trump's going. So she's trying to play, the sad victim card that we've become accustomed to. And she destroyed herself. You can't put this on Trump. You destroyed yourself, ma'am. Like all of us do when we do things we shouldn't do. And then it comes back on us. You have no one to blame but you. Hit that like button for me, folks. Hit the subscribe button as well. We are glad that you are here participating in the live chat with the Roland's Reviews YouTube channel. We are glad you are here. So that's just, what we have. And again, we will continue. How you doing, Susie? That's all right. You can go back and check out the replay, love. Stacey Abrams is another one. She may be, yes. All of these people that the Democrats placed in these so-called high positions, these Black females, and people just ooh and oh. See, look, the Democrats give Black people high positions. They put you there and they let you, they have you follow their agenda, and then they have you to destroy yourself, and you don't even know it. And that's just, it is what it is. And we've been talking, if you've been here for a while, Tina, you've been here, let's see, Tina, Monique, Laurie, I think as I'm looking, I think all of you have been here longer, and Tijuana's been here for a while too. We've been talking about this. We've talked about this in several videos. You listen to the Democrats and you wind up destroying yourself. I will. I'm good. Hope everyone. Oh, yes, Susie, we're glad you're here, dear. And that's just, it is what it is, folks. Tijuana, this did come back big time to bite her in the big tish tush. Yes, Tijuana, everyone that we've talked about. Big Tish, Stacey Abrams, Fonnie, all of these people following the Democratic agenda, doing what they were told to do. Now, and what's that? Anyone remember that show? Where Are They Now? Where are they now? What did it get them? But indictments and possible jail time. Okay. And again, you were going, everything they were doing, they were being told to do from the Democrats. They were trying to destroy Trump, not saying he's perfect. But when you try to destroy someone, ultimately you wind up destroying yourself. And that's how it goes. So don't play the victim. You did this to you. Eric Adams, once Trump was elected, did an about face, started working with Trump. Look at Eric Adams now. My Mayor Johnson, you need to do a show on him. He was one who said he was down to get arrested for the illegal. Jesse, yeah, he's just a waste. How you doing, Chris? Hit the like button, dear. I'm waiting for Ayanna Presley to get her. Yes, Tijuana, she's another one. Again, they're out here fake. What word am I looking for? Fake asking for slavery reparations, and they know it's not happening. Look, you had Biden, you had 8 years, well, really 12 years of Obama. We know that Biden wasn't running anything. His cognitive, and it's all coming out now, which we already knew about his cognitive abilities and how they had greatly diminished. Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard, she's pretty good. Yeah, Tina, they're all falling. And for these people to be fooled by these fake Democrats, oh, now we're trying to get slavery reparations, which they know is never going to happen. And you know that's not happening with a Republican. But when you had a Democrat in the White House, you did not open your mouth. And tell these people who keep voting for Democrats, they gave your slavery reparations, those billions of dollars, to non-American citizens. So stop it with that reparations crap to try and get people to come back to the Democratic Party. It's not happening. They're just trying to pull out all stops. Westmore vetoed it yesterday in Maryland. Yes, Jess. And again, they're doing that knowing it's not going to pass. They wouldn't, again, you had Obama for 12 years. And okay. Again, they're trying, this is a smoke screen. I've already done a video on this. They're not trying to get money for anyone except illegal. So stop it. Stop it with this reparation scam. Oh, okay, Joey. Yeah, they showed that with Gavin Newsom. Jesse, the most liberal state in the union, California, they played those games, right? The Democrats are only giving money to illegals. So they need to stop with this charade, stop with this slavery reparations scam. Letitia keeps saying Trump is out for revenge. He didn't make things up. These are bona fide charges. Right. And if she had not gone after him like he did, who knows? He may have just said, meh. Ukraine, yes, Tijuana, Ukraine and illegals. There's your reparations. So stop playing these games when you have no intentions to give reparations. This is another gaslighting smoke screen. Yes, Jesse. They're trying to get people back on the Democratic plantation. Oh, we're giving you slavery reparations. They're not giving you anything. They gave all the money. If they were so concerned, if they wanted to give you some reparations, you had plenty of time to get them. You see where the money's going. You see the country they're going to, trying to bring back an MS-13 gang member, Father of the Year. Everyone's flocking down there to see him. Oh my God, is he all right? Not even a citizen. Get out of here. And you still falling for the lies and the deceit of the Democrats, get out of here. It's all a big scam, Jesse. That's all it is. It's all a scam. They're the only people they're giving money to is Ukraine. Well, they were Ukraine, and billions of dollars to non-American citizens. That's it. So I don't know why people keep voting for the Democrats. I mean, Stevie Wonder can see that. Ross Baraka too. Jesse, I did a video on that on him, and he claimed that he was a victim when he and the Congress people went there causing problems. They were trying to they really wanted the I really feel they really wanted the ICE agents to rough them up, you know, so they could look at what they're doing to us. That's all. And you know, the lady, oh, you're talking to a congresswoman like that? And she was out there pushing them around. So now she's being charged. Now she's playing the victim. We're over it. Don't want to hear it. No. Do not want to hear it. Yes, Jesse. Stop with these games. Jesse, I'll drop the link for you. I did a video on that whole scam. Now, that they're in Newark. This is what drives me crazy. In Newark, New Jersey. High poverty, high crime, low test scores so far as schools are concerned. But they're out here trying to break into a facility where illegals are being housed. So it's unreal. Again, this is where they spend their time where they want to. Why people continue to vote for them, I don't know. Jesse, I just dropped the link for the video that I did on that whole fiasco. Okay, Jesse. Yeah, we had a good chat that day. Tina, I think the world of you too, love. Thank you so much. Love you. Yes, yes. And if the Democrats ever gave reparations, they would just turn around and tax the heck out of it. Yeah, Bach, exactly. And they're not giving anything. Oh, yeah. Okay, Monique, thank you. Tina, I said when people disagree with me on this reparation topic, what I always tell them, because they want to ask America, I always tell them you need to start in Africa because, okay, Jesse, thank you, love, because after tribal wars, the losers were sold into slavery, right? And of course, they were provided with all kinds of trinkets and gifts and things. But I'm saying Africa's not going to give you anything. But people just want to start here. Oh, America needs to give reparations. You need to start in Africa. New Yorkers just aren't mad enough too much about the state of their Tijuana. They're not. Does that make sense, Tina? Africa's not going to give them anything. And the Democrats are not going to give them anything. And I agree. You know, I follow Dr. Thomas Sowell. So on that reparations, topic. Every group of people at some point in time has been enslaved. It's unfortunate, but that is what has happened. Right, Jesse? You get Jesse. Yes. Why? So why are these, race hustlers? Okay, Jesse. Why are the race hustlers always saying America needs to pay reparations? They never say anything about Africa. Africa was an active participant. It could not have happened without Africa. They never say anything about Africa because you go over there and ask them for money, they're going to shoo you away. Jesse, you disagree with Thomas Sowell on what, love? Okay. but those are my thoughts. And Jesse, I did a video on that. And time out, Jesse, you need to see the video that I did on chattel slave. Okay, Jesse. You need to see the video that I did. Let me see. They were active. Where I talked about that with Dr. Thomas Sowell. Oh, you disagree with his stance on slavery and reparation. Oh, okay, Jesse, got it. And that's fine, love. And we don't all agree on everything. But to me, everything he says just makes so much sense. Thomas Sowell wrote a great book called Black Rednecks and White Liberals. Everyone, Tijuana, I haven't had time to read that book. That book has been highly acclaimed. That's definitely a must read. I am going to read that book. I am. Joey, many Irish people were slaves in the USA. It's still happening today with all big. Yeah, Joey, a lot of people don't realize that. Right? So, but again, the Democrats, every time they need to, pull in the reins. Oh, we're going for reparations. Get out of here. If you're voting for them for that, you again, that's a wasted vote because it's never going to happen. If it didn't happen in the most liberal state in the union, California, they played games. I watched some videos, and the governor and the Congressional Black Caucus, which is full of people, Black people from, of course, they're all the only thing, the Congressional Black Caucus and the one they have there in California, only thing they do, all they care about is illegals. That's it. They can be disbanded. The Irish came here as indigenous servants. That's fancy way of saying slave. And as you know, I'm American Native. Yes, Tina. I tell that to my students because a lot don't know that. Okay. And so, yeah, that's just how I feel about that, Jesse. And I feel that, like I said, and I've been accused of being dismissive of racism, white supremacy. And I've always said, nothing can stop me but me. And that's just how I feel. Darla, I recently read where Native Americans were not recognized as American citizens until the 20s, either 24 or 28. Okay, Darla. And all I'm saying is everything in America perfect? No, it is not. But if you come to me the way the Democrats say, oh, you can't make it because of white supremacy and racism, that is an excuse. The last time I checked, nothing is above the Almighty. Tijuana, they've been doing the Democrats, they've been doing reparations committees for 100 years. Every time they need to bring Black Americans back to the Democratic plantation. It's a joke. Tijuana, I watched a video where he said, yeah, let's do a committee. But he told them pretty much indirectly, we're not giving reparations. It's a joke. It's a joke. And so I just get out here and work, and the Almighty provides, and I'm not listening to any of that crap that they're talking about. And that's all it is. Trying to get votes, they're trying to get Black Americans back on the Democratic plantation, but they can see through a lot of people are like, nope, I see through that nonsense. They're like, no way. Heinz 57, Bach. Okay. All right. That's all I had for you folks. And I'll be live tomorrow, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just wanted to come on and talk about that. I'm with Trump on the 14th Amendment. It was written for U.S. slaves, not illegal. Monique, yeah, Trump said that. Of course, anything he says, they find something wrong with it. So whatever. Trump said that. He sure did. And he was right. Okay, so we're pretty much done. I've enjoyed each of you, and I hope that everyone is safe. And I hope that everyone makes it back here tomorrow, 4:00. Joey, you asked me to marry you, and then I didn't hear from you again. You left me standing at the altar, Joey. OG, headed to judo practice. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend. Okay, OG, hope to see you tomorrow, 4:00 p.m. Thank you for stopping in, love. Let me send OG some love real quick before he leaves. OG, yes. We're glad that you stopped in. All right. Darla, I don't know. Joey never gave me a date. He just asked me to marry him, and then he didn't give me a date or a ring. So I'm still waiting, Darla. Okay. I've enjoyed all of you. Tijuana, yes. That's one thing. Tijuana, I working all the time. That's one thing I miss, sitting down and reading the way I love to read. Oh my God. All right. So we're going to go. But again, we'll be back here. Thanks, Roland. We have a good yes. Tijuana, exactly. I things get crazy and I come here and you make me sane again. Americans just need to get over the skin color so we can fit together to make the body of Christ. Right, Tina? I don't know why they think when they leave this earth, they're going to, there's not a white heaven, a black heaven, a Hispanic, Asian, none of that. There's one. God didn't make difference. Man did that. God did not make a difference. That was man. So what can you say, right? What can you do? But thank you all for being here. And again, tomorrow, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jesse, check out the links I shared with you, love. Okay. Joey, I can't move. I can't leave my home. Yeah, squatters might move in, Jesse. Oh, yeah. Eugenics. Jesse, yeah, I actually teach about eugenics. So, yeah. Okay, Jesse. Yeah, I dropped those links for you, dear. So check those out. If you leave comments, I will respond. I enjoy you too, Tina. I love you too, Tina. I'm always glad you always add insight to the chat, and it's very much appreciated. Okay, so we'll get out of here so we can enjoy the rest of our evening. I'm just going to kick back and watch TV and relax because I sort of overdid it too much. Mowing all that grass and raking, I did too much. I thought I was 25 and my body said, no, ma'am. So I'm going to let you go. You know where I'm going. I'm going to the comment section and I'll talk to you. I love you too, Joey. You know, I'll stay there as long as you're there. Thank you again.